Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little different. I'm doing a commentary of Winston gameplay, and I'm going to be explaining my thought process throughout the match to show you guys what you should keep in mind when you're playing Winston. He's the most underrated hero, but also extremely effective. I also wanted to share with you guys that I recently hit 4K, and I'm really happy about that. I plan on working my way up to top 500, but for now, let's talk about Winston. So Winston's pretty simple to play. You want to focus the healers and the squishies. Forget about the tanks. So, when you jump into the backline, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. One of the things being is where you're jumping from and who's looking at you. Usually what I like to do is I like to play a stealth monkey kind of game where I jump in from a place where the tanks can't see me. And the reason I do this is because the longer it takes for the team to respond to help the healers, the better chance I have of killing them. And usually people don't communicate these things and are too caught up with what they're doing that they won't pay attention to their healers. But for this game, I play a completely different playstyle. I try to draw all their attention towards me so that my team can freely do whatever they want. And the reason I'm able to do this is because I have Zarya constantly shielding me and helping me out with damage, and Ana healing me. This allows me to stay in the fight much longer and gives my team more breathing room to deal damage. So Genji overextends right here, and I go for the kill because it's really important to get the first pick. You can put the pressure on right after. So I was waiting for my jump to come off cooldown there, because I don't like staying in the fight because, like I said before, I'm not that durable, and I jump back in, get a kill, and wait for my team to back me up. So here you'll see the Zarya shield me incredibly efficiently, and that allows me to create so much trouble in the back line of the team that they can't really do anything. That combined with my shields, so I just keep jumping in and out and poking them as much as I can. And that's what you want to be doing as Winston. You don't want to be in the fight for a long time, or else you'll get shredded. You have to also remember to place your E in a way that it blocks any CC like sleep darts or flashbangs, so that you can stay safe and still deal damage at the same time. So here the Zarya shields me and I go back in. I have my ult, so I'm not afraid to commit. I pop it and I start wrecking havoc on their team. But I keep jumping in and out to get some heals on the way, because you don't want to commit all the way again. The ult lasts a long time, so you can take your time with it. So here I see them going to the point. I catch their Lucio staggering in, and they pop their sound barrier because of it. And you always want to be jumping in and out, usually on the back line, and out when you're in trouble. Get some heals and do it again. Now I'm going to be demonstrating my thought process for what just happened with my awesome art skills, so bear with me. Alright, so remember how I said that you need to keep on the squishies without the tanks seeing you. And something important to remember is that every decision you make in the game affects the game in different ways. So as Winston, you want to avoid jumping in on tanks and the front line, and you want to go unseen when you're jumping in on the back line. That's how you get the most effectiveness, because you want to draw as much attention away from your team while drawing as much attention from the enemy team as you can, because the enemy team has less manpower to hold the choke. In that clip you just saw, I was trying to get on the Lucio without the team noticing, but because they noticed, they turned on me, which left their team exposed because the Reinhardt came to save the Lucio. My team responded in the right way by jumping in on their team and taking advantage of the fact that they were distracted by me. Now let's imagine they didn't turn around and help the Lucio. I would have just continued to move on to their supports while my team started to move on towards them and the enemy team was focusing on my team. That way, I was still doing my job as Winston by applying pressure from different areas. Anyway, let's get back to the commentary. So by now I'm pretty confident that Zarya is going to be shielding me anytime I go in. So I jump in, hit a bunch of targets, and start charging my ult extremely fast since I'm hitting multiple targets. And you want to remember to pop your ult right before you die. That'll reset your HP back to 1000, and the enemy team has to deal with you all over again. So right here, I'm trying to get the Reinhardt off the map, but he gets caught in the tree. So I decide that the next best thing to do is to continue whacking him on the tree so that his team is exposed to my team's damage. Even though I'm not going to be killing Reinhardt anytime soon, just exposing his team to my team is enough in that situation. Right there, I contained the Reaper ultimate with my bubble. You can do that with multiple ults such as Diva, Tracer, Reaper as you just saw. And here's something to remember about your shield. If you have a Zarya and she bubbles you, make sure you wait until after the bubble is over to use your shield. Otherwise you're going to be wasting the Zarya bubble. Here I make a mistake. I jump in and everybody sees me doing that. So they turn on me and kill me right away because I didn't notice my team wasn't ready. You want to avoid jumping in solo. We're all guilty of it. Alright, so now I'm back from the dead and I'm ready to fight again. So I end up jumping onto the team. Not really sure where my team is at this point. I end up landing on the Ana. And that's something you have to remember. Your jump does 50 damage. So if you can jump on the target, you're going to kill them that much faster. I end up focusing on the Reinhardt here because Reinhardt's such a staple to the team that without his shield he's completely useless and the team's exposed. So I thought that was in my best interest and my team's best interest if I got the Reinhardt away from the team. But I end up knocking him towards our Torb, which I didn't even know we had, and he ends up killing him and ends up killing me. And that's another reason why you don't want to go for a tank, is because Winston does not kill tanks fast. Overall though, key points you want to remember when you're playing Winston are, if you have a Zarya, make sure the bubble runs out before you use your E. And use your E to block CCs such as McCree flashbangs, Zarya sleeps. You can also use them to contain ults such as Reapers or Divas. And if you want to maximize the amount of damage you do to squishies and how fast you kill them, make sure to land on them to do 50 extra damage with your jump. And remember, you're not meant to stay in the fights, so different ways you can engage a team is by just walking up to them. You don't have to land on them or jump on them, so that way when you're in trouble you can just jump right out. And here's a play of the game that I got earlier in the round. I just didn't start recording until the second round. Anyway, this was one of my first commentaries. I'm not really sure how I did, so let me know if you guys like this type of content and what hero you'd like to see next if you guys want more. Anyway guys, if you liked the video, please hit that like button, and if you didn't, hit the dislike button. Either way, I'll see you guys next time.